Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Worth the Read! The first books we're doing are The Selection, which you would know if you followed our Fable account, so
yes, exactly.
You better follow it.
It will be in the description.
Yes.
Follow it, please. Yeah, join our book club. Exactly.
Woo!
I mean, obviously we gotta start a book one, which, can we just take
Yes.
a second to, like, look at these covers?
The covers are so pretty!
They're so pretty.
Like, look at them. I want all these dresses, please, except I like dresses with straps on them, so maybe not sleeveless versions, but
Yeah, exactly. But
we want these dresses.
Can I just say, as a redhead, I thoroughly liked and enjoyed the fact that the main character of the first three, we should establish that there's two different protagonists. These are the first three. This is like a trilogy, and then you got these two, which are not about the same girl.
It's actually about the same girl's daughter.
Yeah, so this is America.
America Singer.
Yeah, that's her name. It's not. I wasn't just saying like this is America.
We are in America. If you are not aware, we live in America.
That's not what I meant. Yeah, so she, like, so pretty much there's this thing called, The Selection.
The Selection.
For, like, the prince, and they choose a lot of girls. How many? Like,
35. It says 35 girls.
Oh, wow. 35 girls? It says on the front!
35 girls, one crown, the competition of a lifetime.
Yeah, so, like, unlike every other girl, America's like, no, I don't want to join this. So, like,
she already has a love interest, and she's like, I'm good.
Yeah, but her parents are like, you should do it anyway, because obviously that would change your life forever.
Exactly.
I guess we're gonna do, like, major spoilers, like, later.
Yeah.
But, like, spoiler alert, it's about the selection. She gets chosen.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really that much of a spoiler, because it's called The Selection.
So, and there's like, multiple books, so I'm pretty sure we can figure it out.
Yeah.
So she does get chosen to be in the selection.
Yeah. And she is not happy about this. She's like, I don't want to go and compete for a prince's hand.
Yeah, no, she's not into it. She loves her boyfriend. She's like, nah, I don't want to be a princess. I don't need to be a princess. I don't need to be a queen. Nah. I feel like there's a lot of spoilers.
There
if we,
are.
Like, continue to talk about it. So maybe we just have to understand that there's 35 girls in the selection. She gets chosen, so she is in the castle with them. And
she does not want to be there. All the other girls want to be there, want to marry the prince.
Yeah, she's not like other girls.
She's not like other girls. No,
she's not. Yeah, that's kind of like what it's about for the first book. They do narrow it down, which brings us to
book 2. Yeah, they narrow it down a lot. It says 35 girls came to the palace, but only 6 remain.
And I'm pretty sure they did that for safety issues, didn't they? Like,
yeah, because there's like rebels who are like trying to attack.
Whole side plot.
Yeah, that's an interesting side plot, but they're like attacking them because the palace because they don't like the caste system and they think everyone should be able to do whatever. So obviously, dystopian books have messages in them about like our world and what it can be. So that's like the main message. It's more of a side message because mostly this is about the romance, but
also it's very interesting because this is actually like set in like it's like years down the road, but like it's set in our like society kind of. So
it's like, not America anymore, but her parents were like, we love what this used to be. We love America, and named her America.
Yeah, so then they got down to can we talk about this red dress?
It's so pretty.
I love it. This is kind of like the dress that I don't want like a big princess dress, but I want this color. I literally because of her, I want a red dress for my prom. Like,
that would look so good.
Yeah, so
I have a blue dress.
Yes,
red and blue.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Very American. America.
There is a love triangle.
Yeah, she's starting to fall for the prince. Actually, I think that started to happen
in the first one.
But
book. She still has her boyfriend too. So like,
she's like, oh no.
Yeah, and he. I'm not gonna tell you how he's in these extra books, like the extra books, the next 2 books, not extra.
They're really extra. You don't need to read.
So he is in the books.
Yeah, he's there.
He is there.
He is there.
I liked it, but I feel like there was a point where I think in this book is the point where she's kind of leading them on. Or maybe it's that book. I know that it's one of the
That always happens with love triangles too. Like this other book series, The Inheritance Games, there's like a love triangle there too, and she's kind of leading them both on.
Yeah, and that's
like,
not
why?
Cool.
No.
It's called The Elite, and they're called The Elite, like the top 6. So she's kind of trying to like she's like, I think on the fence of like, does she want to win or does she not? While all this rebel stuff is happening, which is like insane, it's getting bad. I think it's starting to get like very evident that it's not good in this book. Yeah, and then it gets cut down even more.
It doesn't say how many on the front cover, so maybe we cannot say. No, it just says 35 girls entered the selection, only one can win.
I think it's still like the
narrowed.
6.
I think
like
it's
3.
also. I think
is it 3.
It might start out with more than 3, but then they narrow it down because at the end there's like 3, and she's one of the top 3. Spoiler alerts. But the prince also has to decide who he likes best out of the 3, and
who's the best for the like
the country.
Yeah.
So, also, there's something, I think it happens in this book, but there's a big like thing with her best friend Marley, who's in the competition.
Yeah, in one of these books.
Yeah, it's either the second or third, but that's like spoiler. But she does have a friend. Yay!
She does have friends, but she kind of becomes friends and like close with the girls.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like nice to see a little bit of like, hey, like they're kind of competing against one another, but they end up kind of being friends.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's some major stuff that happens in that third book. There's spoilers. There's a lot of spoilers
so
that we cannot...
We won't get into that yet.
Yeah. We'll do spoilers, but not yet.
So, and that kind of wraps up America's story with the third book. You'll see who she chooses, what happens with the rebellion, what happens with the other girls in the competition.
Yeah. Which
it's a good ending.
The best way to sum these two up very quickly is that these two... beautiful dresses as well. They are America's and someone's child. Yeah. And you can make... We don't know. Is it another selection?
Is she going to a selection?
Yeah.
It's like...
what is happening here?
Yeah.
And we will get into that in the spoilers, because I have a lot to say about these books.
We definitely
We do have a lot to say about these books. I guess we'll do spoilers. Like,
yeah.
Go to some time. It will say a time. If you,
spoilers
to get
to
the very end.
3 books.
Okay. We got...
the selection.
Again. Okay. You get Maxon, who's like...
he's the prince.
And he's like actually nice.
He is genuinely
nice like him.
Yes. We do like Maxon.
He's awesome. And she has like this big old panic attack like the night before the selection's actually supposed to start. And this is like very pivotal to the plot.
She like runs out of the palace trying to get fresh air, trying to...
yeah, she's freaking out. And so finally the prince is like, he's there! Like, he opens the door for her and he's
they're not supposed to meet him before the competition. Yeah. So they're like, just got to the palace. She only knows her friend Marley and then this other girl who she thinks is like stuck up and mean named Celeste.
The fashion, I wish I could see more of the fashion of these. Because the way they describe the dresses, I would love to see a movie of this.
It would be a really good movie. Like,
tell us in the comments.
Also, we have a redhead here. Maybe you can play America, and I don't know what Max's hair color is, but maybe...
he's blonde.
Oh. We can dye his hair. Maybe her boyfriend can play Maxon.
We don't, like... No. I found out he was blonde, and I was like, really? She's running out to get air, and she ends up... the prince is there, and she ends up assaulting him.
Yeah, she, like, knees him. And,
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
not the best first impression.
No, not at all. But it works out fine.
Yeah, I don't think it affects him that much. He's not like, oh, I need to stay away from that girl.
No, he's
like,
more
that girl's intriguing.
Yeah, now she's intriguing to him, which is very...
and sets her apart from the others.
Yeah, which, just an FYI, PSA, do not kick people or, like, knee them to try and get attention. Please don't do that.
Please that's not gonna work out for you. She's a book character.
Yeah, this is not... actually gonna happen. Anyway, I think it's in this book is when we figure out that Aspen, right? He is sneaky and he signs up to be in the guard. And
he gets drafted. Out of the draft, basically all the men or something have to put their names in something to get like pulled to be drafted. But instead of getting sent off to war, he somehow makes his way to the palace to be a guard there.
Yeah, and so her boyfriend.
I don't think they're officially together still, because I think if you went on the show, you couldn't be with someone.
They broke up.
Yeah, they like broke up, but they still like each other, have feelings.
Yeah, her not boyfriend anymore. Her ex-boyfriend. Who she still has a lot of feelings for. And he still has a lot of feelings for her. And it's like treasonous if you have a relationship with someone else in the selection, I think. Like, you could get into major trouble. Yeah, which of course they do anyway. Spoilers, again, they do, kind of. They have like a weird relationship for a while.
Yeah. Like, where they still like each other, and they still, like... Don't they, like, sneak around to, like, see each other?
Yeah. Couple stolen kisses, I think.
Yeah.
There and here and there. But, like, it's very odd because, I mean, obviously, you do have to remember that Maxon's whole relationship with America isn't official until she is picked. So, like...
Exactly. Like, he's going on dates with a bunch of other girls.
Yeah, so it's
they're
like,
not, like, officially.
It's like,
you know?
Neither... So she's kind of just, like, being with other guys. Like, it's just, like, the two of them. And it's...
Yeah.
It's less of a... Oh my gosh, she's cheating on him. Because she's not actually with either of them.
Yeah. And he's not with, like, any of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like... I guess it's kind of like The Bachelor or something like that. But with the real prince.
Exactly.
In a dystopian world.
Yeah. And then I think that some of that kind of bled into the second book where they have the six. He, of course, like, ends up getting, I think it's in the second book, getting involved in the rebellion that's going on. Like, there's a rebellion and she gets involved in it.
I know, this is big spoilers for these books. Her dad is part of the rebellion, so... And the rebellion's, like, attacking the royals, and they don't like the royals.
They're, like, bombing people.
Yeah.
Like, they bomb
which is
the
crazy.
palace.
How could her dad be okay with that?
I don't know. So I think that people really like America, don't they?
They really like America, because it's also kind of like they have, like, TVs, and they're, like, filming this, and it's, like, a whole,
again, it's like the
reality TV, and they're like, America!
Yeah, it's a big thing, like, super big, and they're like...
Well, it is. It's like the prince choosing a wife, so...
Yeah, so they love America.
Yeah.
She wasn't, like, the original first choice, though. She kind of had to... She ended up being it because of, like, I think her answer to, like, a question or something. Yeah. They have, like, times where they go on TV and answer questions and stuff like that, so...
Yeah.
But otherwise, they don't really... they videotape it, they don't really have, like, a live thing.
Yeah, it's not live all the time. I think they videotape, like, some parts of, like, their dates with Maxon, but it's not, like, everywhere they go in the palace, there's, like, videos on all the time.
Yeah, there's downtime.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think the relationship between America and her, like, maids are so cute. Like, they're besties.
Oh, yeah.
They're, like, really good friends. And I think it's really cute because originally when she got there, she was like, do not touch me, do not trust me, leave me alone.
I can do everything myself.
Yeah, very
But then
independent.
it's, like, character development. It's just
but
what we like to see.
I like that she was, like, portrayed as, like, an independent girl, but not as, like, I don't need any man. Like, it's, like, clearly she, like, wanted a companion. And so, like, she ends up being an independent, like, very strong girl, but also, like, has this relationship with people. So, yeah.
Which is a good thing to show that you can also be independent when also if you want a relationship.
Well, eventually it gets narrowed down.
Yeah.
And
so
this one. Right?
Yeah. Big spoilers for her friend Marley. Her friend Marley.
Oh, this was so terrible.
Yeah, she basically falls in love with a different guard at the palace, and basically they get caught, like, kissing, or, like, I forget exactly what it was, and basically they both get, like, whipped, and, like, because it's treasonous, like we said before, and she's like...
It's really terrible.
Yeah, I think America tries to stop it.
They do. She does.
She, like, runs up, and she's like, stop!
Yeah.
That was, like, a big thing.
It was really bad. Also, we totally forgot this point. The king is terrible.
The king is terrible. He's like, horrible. Like, the worst person ever.
Beats Maxon.
Yeah.
Like, he abuses him.
It's crazy.
I think he abuses the wife too. No, does he? I can't remember. But, like, Maxon...
I feel like it was alluded to. Like, I don't know if they actually said it, but yeah, we did not like the king here.
No, we don't like the king. He was terrible. And spoiler alert, he dies anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. Not that we like anyone dying, but in a book, like, the villain.
He was pretty terrible, and he was really, really mean to Maxon, and he hated America, too.
He did. He wanted her out of the competition, but Maxon was like, I want her in the competition.
Yeah, he was like, it's my choice.
I feel like, didn't he choose someone out, and he was like, this is who you're gonna marry, like, this is all for show, and this is the person, and Maxon's like, no. I like America.
Yeah. And there was a time where she did something that, like, she could not say. Like, she said something, like, really inappropriate that she shouldn't have said, and, like, they almost, kicked her out.
Yeah.
And, like, she really stood up for her.
Cameras.
There's a point in, like, the third book where there's, like, this huge thing. People bomb, like, the palace. Like, they legitimately bomb it.
Yeah.
And people die. Celeste dies.
Yeah, poor Celeste.
They were, like, friends at that point.
Yeah, she was, like, at the beginning, she was more of, like, a mean, like, popular girl, but then she started to, like,
she kind of
come
like
around,
mellowed out.
like, yeah.
And
They
it-
started to become friends.
Yeah, which was cute.
Yeah, it was
Poor-
nice.
Poor Celeste.
Poor
She
Celeste.
didn't deserve that.
Yeah, and they figure out this other girl who's one of like the top couple. I think she was the top 3. Chris. She was part of the rebellion and like was a spy in there the whole time. So
Yeah, that's crazy. Kind of the third book is very much like Maxon's like, I told you I love you. You need to figure out what's
Yeah.
going on. And she kind of is super on the fence. She doesn't know. She
Mhm.
loves him. She doesn't. I don't know. Like, it's very like,
yeah,
America, can you just
like,
talk
make
to
up a
him,
decision.
make up your mind? And
But big spoilers.
she does.
She does make up her mind, and she chooses Prince Maxon, and he chooses her, and she wins the selection.
Yeah, and she gets married, and
Yay!
they try to start making changes to the caste system
Yeah.
in like minor ways. They start doing
They
like
start doing it, but then they like
eventually
they
like,
want to tear it down
yeah,
completely.
but they start by like doing baby steps, you know,
Yeah.
because they were worried that if they completely changed the society,
Yeah.
that it was gonna fall apart. Like,
Yeah.
that's what they were worried about. So they have been like slowly like taking it down, like doing certain
Mhm.
things to try and like not have castes. And when we talk about the 2 next books that are in the series, they do actually succeed in doing that, and they
Yes.
took down the caste.
Yay!
So yay for that. Even the couple appearances she has in the 2 books, she's just like, the things that they mention that she does, it's like clearly she's a great person.
Yeah,
So
and a great queen for the country.
she chooses Maxon. They like get locked in like a bomb shelter.
Yeah,
That's like,
I remember that.
they have like this really intimate moment where they're like locked in a bomb shelter, and he's like hurt, and then she like, I think takes off his shirt or like is like healing his wound, like going to his wound, which was like somewhere, and she had to take off his shirt for it, and she sees the like marks from her from
I
the
remember
dad,
that.
from the king,
So sad.
and she like comments on it. I know for sure that she said like that one. It was like he did it because of her,
Mhm.
like he whipped or did something to
Yeah,
him
I remember
because of
that.
her.
Aw, I think they're
And
so
he
cute
took it.
together, and we love Aspen as well. But
Yeah,
I think
I love that also. Like Aspen finds someone else.
yes, he does.
He was totally
Isn't it
done with.
her maid.
I think so.
Was it
Lucy,
Lucy?
yeah.
Aw, yeah.
They
And
they
they're
were
still
done.
friends.
Yeah,
like
they were
American
really good
Aspen
friends.
are still friends, and American and Lucy are friends. And sorry.
yeah, but he fell in love with Lucy, and while she was falling in love with Maxon, so it was kind
Yeah.
of like they all ended up in the right spot.
Yeah,
And I think that it was good, and I feel like it kind of
it
shows
was good.
of the like young love sort of thing that
Mhm.
ends up being like, oh, we were, we were good then, but like we're no longer, like clearly
Mhm.
we had like other soulmates, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So obviously we think that the first 3 books are worth the read.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't normally like romance, like I'm not a straight up romance reader, I thought these were really good. And it isn't just romance because they have the side plots and it's like a dystopian and yeah.
There's a lot of cool things. And if
Yeah,
you-
lots of things happening.
Yeah, I mean, if you like anything royal related to,
Yeah,
it's super.
exactly.
It's great. It's just that altogether, it's 5 stars. Like those 3 books are 5 stars.
Yes.
Our opinions are different on the last
That
two.
was next two.
I can't with these books.
Again. So if you read these 3, but not these 2 yet, we can do like non-spoilers for these 2 first, and
Yeah.
then we'll get into spoilers.
Yeah. So
Basically, this is America and Maxon's daughter, Edelyn. I think that's how you say her name. That's how we're going to say her name.
yeah.
And she has basically a selection of her own because before I think it was only that a boy could take over, but they changed it, so she's going to be the next queen, and they're doing the first time where it's boys competing for her heart.
Yeah.
But also a confusion I have is if America has red hair and Maxon has blonde hair, she's brown hair.
Isn't it like recessive genes?
Maybe. I'm more of a physics person, not a biology girl. But
if you liked Aspen, their kids are in this. Like
yeah,
the
Aspen
Aspen's
and Lucy.
Lucy's kids are in this.
Yeah.
Which is super cute detail.
Yeah.
America was the surrogate for their pregnancy.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
And that was so cute. And that was like, it's like you can see the genuine love they have for each other.
Aw.
And so, yeah, that was super cute. She does have a selection of her own. I think part of the reason they did that too was that her brother was already gonna marry this like French princess.
he was, because she's a twin, and I think
She is.
was she older by like a couple of minutes? I think that's
so.
how it was.
So he wouldn't even be eligible for the throne because he marries the other.
Yeah,
but he doesn't get permission to do this either. Like he goes and does it.
yeah.
So
He just leaves. He's like, I'm out of here.
yeah, which I don't think anyone was very happy about.
No,
like originally,
but
they were
obviously,
like, happy for them
yeah.
overall. But like, okay, now
spoilers.
spoilers, lots of spoilers,
Lots of spoilers.
very strong opinions.
Okay.
Sorry that the video is probably gonna be pretty long. So let's first talk about the heir. So I read this book first, and it's not the worst book I've ever read.
No,
Like,
I thought the first book was pretty good.
like a 3.
Yeah, I think it doesn't live up to the hype around these books. These books are definitely 5 stars. I think when I read these books, I wasn't doing star ratings, so I forget exactly what I would rate that, but I remember enjoying it enough. Like, it was good.
Yeah, I think it was like a 3-ish for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it wasn't. It might have even been like a 4. It
Yeah.
just wasn't. It was like pretty good.
Yeah, because I remember liking that, so I think mine could have been like 3.5 to 4.
But this the other one is where it gets bad. So this is about, I'm gonna say Edelyn. She is Max in America's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She is very independent. She doesn't want to be in the selection in the first place.
Yeah,
Like,
which is interesting how they did that, because her mom was the same way.
Yeah, so she didn't want to do a selection, but she figured that it would be a good distraction from some of the other, like, more tough things that were going on. Wasn't America sick, or is that later?
Oh, I know sometimes.
She gets sick.
Yeah.
With some type of, like, heart or problem, I think.
Something like
Because
that.
her dad had a heart problem, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's how her dad died in this series.
Yeah, I think that's what ended up her... I don't think it was what sparked her to do the selection in the first place. I think it was what sparked her to finish the selection, because she doesn't want to do the selection, but she ends up doing it because she thinks it's like the right thing. She's really young too. She's like 18, or something. And
well, isn't that how old Maxon was? I don't remember, but I think they were around the same like ages. I feel like Maxon might have been 19 or 20, but I think America was like maybe 18 or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I just think it's young. I don't know.
It is young, especially because like you're 18 and I'm almost 18.
Yeah.
And we're just kids.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to be a princess, but I don't like her. I don't like Edelyn. I think she is so immature.
She acted a lot more immature than America did, which I think is also another thing where we're like, America seems like older, but wasn't she around the same age?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just she seems very young.
I feel like she just like doesn't get it. Like a lot of the stuff that she's supposed to understand. Yeah. I feel like
because another thing of this series is they talk about more like the political reasons about being like queen and king and why they do what they do, which is interesting, instead of just being like, oh, you're a princess, we're in a fantasy world.
Yeah, so they talk about like the political stuff as well, of like what goes on in their realm. World, whatever they are. So country. Yeah. She finds the 35. I remember one of them was like, they didn't do enough research, and he ended up being like, he like essayed his like girlfriend or something.
I remember that. That was such a weird detail.
Yeah.
Like,
so she was like dating some one guy, like, so there was like a physical altercation between like the one dude and like her brother or something.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
Like none of the girls were that crazy in here.
No.
There were just like some girls who they were like, oh, she's mean, or she's just here for the crown. This one, it's like, what? Oh, and you think America and Maxon would like look at these girls better?
I don't know.
I guess it really was random, because in here another thing is you find out that it's not as random as you thought, and the king handpicked a bunch of them and then threw in a few of the lower castes as well, just to be like, to show representation for the lower caste. Yeah, because he wanted him to marry like someone from 2 or 3 or something. Yeah, not a 5.
Sorry, Kyle is Aspen's son.
Yeah.
And then Josie too.
Josie is daughter.
Yeah. So we don't like Eric. We like Kyle.
Exactly.
Kyle is great. So he's this guy, Henry's translator, because he doesn't really speak very good English. There's a couple others that kind of stand out. There's some weirdos who she sends home.
Yeah.
To stir up publicity. Sorry. They have like, they're like, oh, you need to do something interesting. And so she was like, oh, I don't really like any of the guys. So she was like, Kyle, listen, what if you and I just like like meet me in the hallway at some point and just like make out with me, and like it will be like interesting to the show, like it'll add something. And so like they did that, and then they kind of are like, oh, I kind of like you, and they have like more of a they're like secret relationship too. They're not like they like go to each other's rooms and stuff, like not stuff they're supposed to do. It's still PG.
Like I read this in middle school. There's like nothing.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
It's middle school age, but like it's middle school age. You don't need to
you can read it in middle school, you can read it in high school, there's nothing. Yeah, no, there's nothing bad.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens in the first book. I think that America has her like heart problem then too at the end. Her brother gets married. Yeah, to the girl from France. From France or whatever, and maybe it's not France. Maybe we're getting this
wrong. It was France.
I think it was France too.
People might correct us and be like, he didn't marry someone from France, it was someone from wherever.
Sweden.
From Sweden. We're like, sorry.
We don't
Forgive us.
We'll say like 3.5, 4 stars for this book. It was pretty good. Kind of worth the read if you, but I wouldn't read it. It's not worth the read, actually. Because
I'd say it's a good intro to this, and if they did something even better with this book, then that would be worth the read. It's not. No!
It's not.
Spoilers! This was not worth the read.
It was terrible. Like, 1 star.
Like, why? Also, it's so much shorter than the rest of them.
Yeah. They ruin a lot of things in this book.
It's like less than 300 pages.
I feel like it was so thrown together. I feel like it wasn't, like, no offense to Kiera Cass.
She's a good writer.
Yeah, she wrote these amazing 3 books.
Yeah, exactly.
And she has
other books. She wrote another book that I read called, like, The Siren or something.
Yeah, so, like, she's not a bad writer.
Liking that. She's a good writer.
Don't hate the author. But Edelyn is so annoying.
She is.
She's really annoying in this book.
Her character, like, this one, tolerable. Still a little bit, like, annoying, but...
Because she has mentioned so many times that she's like this independent girl.
Yeah, it wasn't like America showed that she was independent.
Yeah, she's like,
she's all talk and no show.
I want to be the queen by myself, and then it's like, why do the selection in the first place?
Yeah.
If you're gonna try and then she tries to like, she doesn't want to do it anymore. She meets with people, like she's also getting trained to be the queen at this point too. And honestly, the ending is so annoying. Oh my gosh. It's again,
throw this across the room.
Spoilers. So, pretty much, let's just sum up the ending, because it's like the rest of the book kind of doesn't matter. Like, there's not a lot of plot.
Nothing really happens.
There honestly is like a little like social unrest, but like there's nothing crazy going on. So it's not like you don't even have... It wasn't like
in the selection where they're being bombed.
Yeah, no, there's no like super interesting side plot either. It's just like she's doing the selection and she's being like so annoying about it. So she eventually she's like in her last couple picks, she has like Henry, Kyle, and maybe someone else. I just don't remember.
Well, 2 of the people that were in her like last few ended up being gay and went together and like left the competition,
which is really cute and kind of funny.
Yeah,
where they're like they figured it out that like they liked each other, and I think that was so funny.
Yeah.
And it was like you could have tell that like the whole time that like he was not into America and she was not into him. They were like friends. Yeah. Which I feel like that was well written how they did that. But not the rest.
Anything else?
No. She ends up being like this. There's no. Let me just express this to you as direct as I can. There was no build up to this like plot twist.
No,
there's nothing.
Like, it was just like thrown in there to like stir the pot up. Just like
in the air. Someone asks her, like, who do you envision, like, being with? Mm-hmm. And so we get the answer to that question in this book. This one. I don't want to say. It's so annoying. And so, she is in love with Eric! The random dude!
The random translator who's, like, not even in it, who she hasn't even gone on any dates with, who she barely knows.
And she barely interacts with him.
Exactly. It's just like,
and it's like,
Like, they wanted to create a plot twist, but it wasn't led up to. It wasn't
terrible.
like if they put in different things where she's like, oh, but the translator, and like, no, nothing, not one thing.
And so she like also takes the throne early. She decides she's gonna take the throne early. And this is the ending of the book. So she chooses Eric after being like, Kyle is like at this point in love with her, like straight up
so
in
cute.
love with her, and she's like, well, he wants to be like an architect.
Like really led him on.
Yeah, really. And then like he wants to be an architect, so she is like, no, I couldn't bear to like have you be here with me and not pursue that. And he's like, no, but I want to be with you. And she's like, no, you go.
Why couldn't he be king and an architect? Why couldn't he be like, okay, you're in charge of political stuff, I'll be here sometimes, but also I'm gonna go and make some buildings.
Yeah,
like,
that's like super cool.
Yeah.
Can we just agree that we clearly want Kyle to win, and we're so mad
we
that
were literally ranting about this before we pushed play, and then Brindley was like, wait, we have to do this.
But he is fantastic, and I'm so mad he didn't win. Eric shouldn't have won. He literally is so random, and this
we barely knew him.
Yeah, no, we don't know him, so like it was so random. And then wait, I just forgot. Isn't there is it this book that there's just like another random fight, and then I think he maybe stops it or like gets her out of the way of it.
I feel like,
and it's like, okay, that was nice of you, Eric. Cool. We don't. That's like the most baseline thing you could do for a girl is to move her out of the way so someone doesn't
punch her in the face.
Yeah, exactly. So no, we're not Team Eric.
No.
And so the end of the book is when she then announces to everyone that she's gonna make it a democracy. Like, which
we love democracy, but like,
what was the point of the whole trilogy?
See, like America was taking it step by step. Okay, we can't just dissolve the caste system right away. We need to take baby steps. We need to do this, blah blah blah. Okay, we're gonna give the people more power. They can do what they want. Like, it was already on the way to a democracy if she just would take it slow, step by step, instead of throwing the whole kingdom out of proportion. Just like,
and because
here you go, guys.
Because of like the way that it happened too, it sounds like this is a lot of work. And I don't want to do it, so I'm going to make a democracy
exactly.
instead. Like, that's what it sounded like. She didn't want to take responsibility, and she just wanted to be, like, a democracy. And because there were so many problems.
Not a great way to carry out America and Maxon's legacy.
Yeah, such a good story. And then you just end it with, like, this girl who, like, honestly, I would have been happier if she just didn't do a selection. I think I would have been happier with the ending if she just decided, I don't love any of these guys. Like, I can't pick. I'm not gonna do the selection.
That would have been good. It'd be like, I want to find love on my own timeline, on my, like...
And I want to be my own independent queen. And she didn't do that. She picked a random guy. And I was very upset.
I feel like that would have been a good thing that they led up to, because she's always like, I don't want to do that. I don't want blah, blah, blah. Like...
And then she's like, and I swear to you, there was no build-up.
There really wasn't.
No, there was no. It wasn't ever like, oh, Eric. It was like, you don't expect.
It was like, oh, look, there's Henry. Oh, and his translator Eric.
Yeah, so when they like kind of revealed to us that it's Eric, she had said to someone. I don't think we knew at the time who she said it to, or like wrote a note that said like, meet me this place.
Yeah, I think so.
And we all expect it to be Kyle, because she really leads on Kyle in these books.
I don't know how people can, like, she's fictional, but how can she do this? How can she live with herself?
Yeah, and then she ends up meeting Eric, and we're all sitting there like, what? And yeah, I was not happy with that at all.
Very disappointed.
So that I would not recommend at all.
This is not worth the read.
Do not read those last two books. If you like,
this is a perfect trilogy. Stick with these three.
Yes. Also, if you're like, hey, those last two books sounds fantastic, then don't read the first three. Don't even bother.
Or act like they're like different worlds.
If you're like that second two books sounds great. I love that.
I don't know what's wrong with this is in an alternate universe. And this never happens in the real universe.
Yeah. It's not canon. Just
No.
as like some Star Wars fans are like the last 3 movies, like the sequels are not canon.
Yeah.
You can just pretend that they're not canon.
Yeah, this is what we do. So
yeah, that's I guess the summary.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
wow.
that it was so long.
Thanks for sticking around if you did, and
yeah,
make sure to stay tuned for our next Worth the Read, and check out on Fable to see what we're doing next.
Yes. Okay. Bye.
Bye.